All right, so I guess first thing is, so you're not a Christian, right? So are you atheist or are you a different religion?
Um, yeah, I'm an atheist, I guess.
Okay, so would you call yourself like full atheist or agnostic maybe?
I mean, I guess like in the technical terms, I would be agnostic, but like I
Okay.
align with atheism.
Okay, so would you agree that everything like happens because there's a cause to it? Like there's a cause and effect.
Everything happens with a cause.
Yeah, like everything is has a cause. So like
Well,
the
what do you
reason we're
mean, like
having
with a cause? Like
like the
everything
reason
has a cause.
yes, because like the reason we're having this conversation right now is because I wanted to debate someone who is not Christian.
Right, yeah.
The reason I
Okay.
wanted to do that is because I had inspiration. Like there's a I guess a cause for everything to happen.
Yeah, okay, sure.
So like you can trace, and I do want to clarify, I do believe in the Big Bang. I'm not like some like 6,000 Earth is only 6,000 years old person. I do
Okay.
believe in science because science and religion go hand in hand. But so like we can trace that back because like if there's a cause for everything, there has to be like one cause. So we trans like we go all the way back to the Big Bang, right? Well, what caused the Big Bang? Because the Big Bang, so like before the Big Bang there was nothing, but something cannot come out of nothing. There can't be nothing and then something happens. There has to be like an outside effect,
Okay, just
outside.
like
Sorry, I
yeah,
interrupted.
okay, maybe.
So
Um,
yeah,
but there's also like paradoxical well, there's paradoxes when you go into like an all-powerful being, right?
well, what
There's
paradox?
paradoxes. Well, okay, like can an all-powerful being create a stone too heavy to lift for
Yeah,
himself to
but
lift it?
then he can make himself lift it. So like God could make a stone too
Yeah,
powerful for
but
him.
then he can't create a stone.
Well, yes, he can. But he can also then decide whether he would like to create himself powerful enough to lift it. Because I
Well,
mean, there's no point
if
to
he's
it.
all-powerful,
Well,
then
yeah,
he
but he
can.
can limit himself if he wants to. Like that's like, it wouldn't be he wouldn't be much of a god if he couldn't even limit his
Well,
own like
like sure,
physics.
he could limit himself. Um, but like, is there a possible scenario where he can do that?
Yeah, but then so like, he could like let's say like theoretically God says, okay, I want to make a rock I can't lift. Well, he can make that, and then he can
Yeah.
make it so he can't lift it. But then after that, he can make himself lift it. Like so he could kind of like how
But then it like didn't work.
yes it did.
Like this, I'm pretty sure this is pretty well accepted as like a paradox.
Well, yeah, he
Like
can. I agree with you. He can create a rock he can't lift, but then he can create himself to lift it. Wouldn't be much of a god if he can
well,
even do.
but then even that still is like bypassing his creation. If he creates himself to be able to lift it, it's still bypassing the
Do you
law
mean can?
of rock, which is that it can't be.
Well, okay. I can't. So I'm gonna be honest. I
Like
have.
it's just in language. Like in language, it is paradoxical.
I guess yeah. In language is paradoxical. Well, do you have any other
Which is why
paradox?
like yeah, well, I don't know if this would be paradoxical, but like okay, could a perfect being create something imperfect?
Yeah.
And then you get into like free will, and you get into um, like okay, well, if there's free will, then how could a god how could there be free will if God chose you know if God chose a world with where he knows whatever will happen and he
Well,
chose that world specifically.
think about like this. He knows what's gonna like. Okay, he's God. Okay, so he knows everything that's gonna happen. But
Yeah.
he then he does. He gives us free will. Well, he knows if we're gonna make good decisions with that free will, but it's still free will. So like he so let's say there's someone who knows that like let's say theoretically that there's someone who like has free will. They know that they're doing bad stuff like purposely. Well, they're yeah, God
Sure.
like yeah they God knows that's gonna happen, but that's the whole point of free will. Like You know, maybe theoretically someone would want to create a universe where like everyone just does exactly perfect things, but then it would be kind of boring if everything's just perfect.
Yeah, but I'm saying if he's all-knowing, then like before creating the universe, I guess, before creating the universe, if he's all-knowing, then he knows exactly what will happen when creating that thing. So it's not just that he knows what will happen, but he chose because
Yeah. Well, he's
he's
God.
all-knowing.
I guess I'm a
Right.
bit
So
confused. Are you saying that like it's
like
not?
okay, yeah, like if he chose like he chose a specific world because he sees like all points in time, right? He
Yeah,
sees all
he's
points in
outside of
time at
time.
once. Right. And so he knows everything that will happen when he creates the world.
Yep.
Even if he yeah, so he knows everything that will happen when he creates the world. Uh so he's choosing for yeah, which makes it a choice that he because he can make whatever timeline he wants to.
Yeah, I guess I'm a bit. I see. I understand what you're saying, but I'm confused. Are you saying like that's bad that he has a choice to make us have free will, or what?
Well, I'm saying that it's that free will cannot exist if he
Why
chose
can't?
like
No,
a
he
specific
no.
world.
I okay. I guess I might have misworded it. I don't mean that we have free will. Like, I don't mean okay. That sounded weird. Like let me retry that. I don't mean that he I didn't mean that there's like a set of instructions that he laid out for us. I mean there is like the commandments. I mean like I don't mean like an NPC. We're not NPCs.
Right. Yeah.
What I mean is we have free will, and he knows everything that we're gonna do with that free will because he's all knowing. He's God. That's like the whole point of God.
Yeah, he knows what everything we're gonna do with the free will when he grants it to us.
Yeah, that's not him
So
limiting
like,
our free will.
well, isn't all right, isn't it limiting his free will or our free will, like the conscious agents, because uh he's deciding everything beforehand.
No, he's not
Like if
deciding.
we agree, like if we agree that if he's choosing something, if we agree that when he created the world he's deciding a specific chain of events, then how could it be free will if it's chosen by him?
Because we still have free choice. Like you could go. I'm not saying you would specifically, but I'm saying you could go rob a bank. Like I'm not saying you should, but you could. But that's still free will. Or instead of robbing a bank, you could go and have a cup of tea. Like that's free will. You can do whatever. You can do whatever. There's still consequences, but you can like do whatever. And he knows that what you're gonna do before you do it. But like it's not like it's not like he makes you. It's not like he makes you go rob a bank. It's not like God's like, all right, today Jimothy is gonna go rob this bank, and that's what he's gonna do, and then he's gonna be in prison. Like he knows that you are going to do that if you are going to do that. But he didn't make you do that.
All right. So, but if he did, like, if I prove to you that he is deciding or he's choosing that, then would we agree that that isn't free will because he could choose any sequence of events?
Well, but he didn't choose for you to go rob a bank. You chose to rob a bank.
How could he not choose it though? If like
Well,
he
he
can
knows it's gonna
decide if
happen.
I didn't do that.
No, because he
Yeah,
know
but
like he
if he's all, but he knows it before he like employs
well,
consciousness.
if
He, like, creates humans.
your argument would be like it would work if God was like inside of time, but God is outside of time. God isn't like if let's say like God wasn't outside time, he was in our I know this is probably the wrong word. He was like in our dimension. Then your argument would work because how could he do that before it happens? Like, but the thing is, he's like God is
Well, he
outside of
could.
time.
Like he like assuming he can do that and assuming he lives outside of time and sees all time at once. Don't you think that he could create any world he wants to?
Well, yeah, he created us. And
Yeah.
I mean,
Like,
I personally believe that there's aliens, but then he would also have to create the aliens.
do you think he did?
Well, I
Create
mean,
them to be aliens?
the universe is really big, and I believe that he did create aliens. If there are aliens, which I assume that there most likely are, then yes, he did create them. But like, yeah,
Okay,
I
but
mean, we don't know because we've
like
never run into.
if he like if he sees he can change he can make any scenario from the starting point. Let's say there's a
Yes,
starting point before he creates all of time. He can
yes.
like he can choose what I do tomorrow.
Well,
He can
no, you
choose
choose. He knows you're gonna do that. Well, he could. Okay, are you sorry I
but
interrupted? But are you?
when he like creates everything, isn't he deciding?
Well, yeah.
Because
He
he knows
decided.
what will happen.
He knows what's gonna happen. He didn't decide. Like, I know I'm using this analogy a lot, but like he didn't. Like, for instance, I know I've used this example a lot. He didn't decide for you to go rob a bank. Like, he didn't say, okay, I'm gonna make you go rob a bank. He knows you're gonna go rob a bank if you end up
But
doing
can't
that.
he change if I do or not? Like from the starting point, can't he like can't does he have the power to change that reality?
Yeah, he can.
Yeah, so because he's all powerful, he has the ability to change that reality. So if he possesses the ability to change the reality, and he also possesses the ability to know the current reality, I'm speaking in terms of before he created the universe. Like if he has the ability to change it, and he doesn't change it, then that's a decision to make me do that thing.
No, because you have free
Because
will. Because, like, let's say,
well,
I
but
know,
he isn't changing it.
yeah, why would he change what you're doing? It's your choice. Like, for instance, let's say you're in the car to go rob the bank, but then you're like, oh my gosh, how could I even have thought of this? I'm not going to go do this. Like, that's you, like, deciding, like, that's you having free will. Like, he
Yeah,
gave us free
yeah,
will.
no, I'm speaking in terms of like before he created the universe. Like he has the ability to create a different universe than he did. He could
Yeah,
have made the universe different, right?
he could have, yes.
So didn't he choose to not do that? Didn't he choose to not create a different universe?
Well, why would he create a different universe? I mean, what's wrong with this one inherently?
Well,
Like,
like just in theory, like he
yeah,
could
he
have.
could have. If he wanted to,
Yeah,
he could have.
so yeah, if he wanted to, he could have created a different universe in a different way, but he didn't, and the universe is the way it is. So didn't he decide to keep the universe the way it is if he had the ability to do otherwise?
Well, he did. He created this universe, and he knew what was going to happen in it. But that is still our
And it was a
choice.
decision.
Yeah, it was a decision to give us free will. It wasn't his decision for us to rob a bank. Like,
Well, okay, but let's put the free will piece aside. If he if it was his decision to make the universe how it is and
yes,
not a different way.
yes. If he
Yeah.
wanted to,
So
yes.
right. So he possesses the ability to do whatever he wants with the universe. And so like how is that free will if he could change it himself? And even if we as rational agents like follow like a rational sequence of logic to make you know willed decisions, it still is decided. Like ultimately, what I mean by decided, it's ultimately decided what we do by God if he is all powerful and all knowing.
In a way, you could say it's
He makes
decided.
that decision ultimately. Even if like we have free will in the definition you're using it for, he's like it's still decided ultimately by a creator.
Well, yeah, it's decided in the way you're using it. But you even at well, maybe you didn't admit. Maybe I'm paraphrasing incorrectly. But you said even if we're looking at free will in the way you use it, then that would be admitting that there's still some sort of free will. I do have a
Well,
question. Are
yeah,
you
free will, but I don't think it's free will in the sense that like we have our own like we can like choose our fate, we can choose our future.
well, in a way, yeah, you can. Like you can choose
But
your
it's
own
all
future.
decided beforehand.
Yeah, it's decided, but decisions can still be changed.
Like but not fate. Not if an all powerful, all knowing God exists, then fate can't be changed.
Why?
As we just confirmed, because did you admit that it was a decision for God to make the universe the way it is?
Yeah, he made the okay, so are you saying universe as in like the physical universe or universe as in like what we do in the universe?
Well, both.
Okay, well, he did make the
The
physical.
universe the way it is containing us as well.
Yes. Well, yes, he did. He did
Yeah,
make us.
so
But like it's still free will because still get to decide. We could choose, to go lead a good life, do good things, like do charity work, like not murder anybody. Um, and sorry, oh my gosh, I keep running into my wall. And
well, how would you define free will as? Actually, let's define this for.
free will is
What is
the
free will to you?
free will is the ability to like make decisions and have those decisions like I don't think work out is the correct word, but that's the word I'll use. Like it's free will. Like you still get to decide like what happens, at least in your own life. And like yeah, like what the heck. And yeah, like God like gave us free like he gave us free will. And but that doesn't limit his ability or make it so he's not really an all powerful God. He wouldn't be much of a god if he couldn't even create something as simple as free will. Or the ability to
Well, that's what
change
I'm
free will.
saying. I'm saying it's paradoxical because I don't think an all-powerful, all-knowing being can create free will in the terms that I think make sense. Because I think to possess free will, you would need to have full agency over like your fate.
Well, you do have all agency, but God has like
I don't think you
hierarchy.
do though,
Well, why?
because
Do you think
if God creates everything that will happen before it happens, then he's the one that has agency ultimately.
he has agency in the way that he knows what you're gonna do? And like he, so are you okay? I do have a question. Do
But
you
he has the
believe?
ability to like change it beforehand.
Yeah, he does. Well, no, in a way he does. He has the ability to, like, he's outside of time. Like we're looking at this, or maybe not we, maybe
Like
not you
I
even.
feel like okay.
You're looking at this as if like God was like in the bounds of time and like it had like as if this was happening in real time, but
No.
God is outside of time. So like the argument doesn't really work. Like yeah, it would work. Like your argument would be like a great argument if we were inside. If God was inside the bounds of time, but God is not inside the bounds of time. He's outside of time. He's. I
I think it
guess.
still works.
Well, why do you think it still works if he's outside of time?
Because he's like if he's outside of time then well okay, do you mean like he creates all points of time at once?
Yes, he can, and he can view them at like he could, and he is like he can
Did he do
view
that?
them.
Like did he create all
Yes.
points of time at once?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So and like we do agree that he decided to make it the way it was, right?
Yes, he did. Like if he wanted to, he could have like made another universe, but he did decide. He decided to make this universe.
So this was his ultimate decision. My whole life was his ultimate decision.
No,
That's what
well,
he decided.
your life as like a thing, like a you living. Yes, he did decide that, and he
Well, no,
and
no,
he
no. Like,
he didn't
like every event in my life is his decision.
No,
Because
he knows it's good.
decided
It's
the way the universe was.
no, he decided the way the universe was. He didn't decide how your life was. I mean, he decided like you were gonna be born, but like he didn't. Oops, he did not like. He knows everything that's going to happen, and he can change everything that's going to happen. That doesn't mean he does change everything that's going to happen. So like, it's still your choice to do it, like whatever you've done in your life.
Well,
For instance,
like even if he does, like even if he didn't change what was going to happen, he ultimately, well, he kind of did because he made the universe in a specific way.
yeah, he made the universe.
And if he knew what was going to happen, like, okay, but when I say he made the universe, I also mean he made every single event that would happen.
Yes, in a way, but those events can still change.
He knows the timeline. Like,
Yeah,
knows the entire timeline.
The keyword there is knows. He knows what's going to happen, and he can.
He knows.
Like, if he couldn't,
and if he's all powerful, then he makes it whatever way he wants it.
Yeah, that's the whole point. He's all powerful. He wouldn't be all powerful if he couldn't even change events that were already pre-decided. Like he's like that's literally the whole point. No one would worship.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you would admit.
No, you
that,
said it just now. You
yeah.
just said it.
That he's all powerful and he can change.
He wouldn't be all powerful if he can't change the events that were already decided.
Yeah, and he can change the events.
Yeah. So if he can change the events that were already decided, then that means that free will cannot be ultimately decided by um, decided by us.
Well, no,
it's
because
simply,
he can change. Like he can't. Okay, I worded that incorrectly. That's my bad. I worded that incorrectly. He can change. Like he can either he could. Like he knows like he's all powerful. Like the whole point of God is he's all. Like would you agree that if there is a God, which I personally believe that there is, that he is all powerful?
well, yeah, by the Christian framework, he's all powerful.
Well, even by other religions such as Muslims, he would be
Yeah,
still.
okay.
And then
Like
even
popular, yeah. I mean, I'm
well, because
operating on the basis of that God is all powerful. Yes.
okay, well then if he's all powerful, which he is, would you agree
All
that
loving, all powerful, all knowing.
yep, all those? Would you agree then that since he is all powerful, that he can if he can theoretically, I mean I'm not God so I wouldn't know, but judging based off all the studies and everything we learned in the Bible and extra books, he can, if he wants to, create things happen in a specific way, and he does. There are specific, like for instance the Great
Yeah.
Flood.
Yes.
He created the Great Flood and he made that happen, but he made that decision. Since he's all powerful, he made the decision to have us have free will. Now free will doesn't mean that we're as powerful as God and we can change what God thinks. Otherwise that would basically just us being gods. That there would be no point to that. Like free will means that we can change, like we can decide how things happen, but God shows, I guess this is definitely the wrong word in analogy, but it's what I'm gonna use. God is like the judge, I guess. He gets the final decision. So, but he gave us free will still. He still gave us the free will to do whatever. If we're going to do good, if we're going to do bad, if we're going to go to McDonald's or whatever, he gave us that will. And it's up to us to use that in a good way. Like, he knows everything that's going to happen, and if he wants to, he can change it, but we still have free will.
Well, how could we still have free will? I think you're contradicting. Because
How am I contradicting?
if he knows what we're going to do, and he how could you disagree with the fact that he chose our faith?
We didn't choose our faith. There's people with many different faiths,
No,
and that's their free will.
well, okay, but like when he creates the universe, he also, if he's all knowing, then he knows what every single person in history will do.
Yeah, he knows. He didn't. The key.
Yeah,
Okay, you're
so
using
he
knows
created
as
it
in.
that way.
No, he
No, I'm
knows
using
what's gonna
knows
happen.
Yeah, but I'm using knows paired with, like, hand in hand with him also having, like, omnipotence.
Yes,
So-
he does. But then, if we theoretically, like, let's say, let's just go back to let's say World War II. Or no, that's kind of. Let me think of it in a minute. Oh, he knows. For instance, he knows that Archduke Ferdinand in 1912, I think, was going to get assassinated. Like, he knows that was going to happen. He knows who was going to do it. And like,
Yeah,
here's a keyword here:
when
knows.
he made the universe, right?
Yes, I would agree that he knows that's going to happen. But let's say everything goes according to how it was. Like, everything in the universe happens the way it was going to happen. But then that, I think he was a Serbian guy. I don't remember. The Serbian guy assassinated him last minute. Got scared. It's like, oh no, I don't want to do this. I don't want to go to prison. And then that ends up not assassinating Archduke Ferdinand. Well, he's still that.
Do
Yeah,
you
like
think he went against God to do that? Like
he didn't go against God. That
like,
he had free
he
will.
didn't go against God, but he went against God thought he was going to assassinate him, and
God knew. That's the key. Not thought, knew. Like, God knew.
God knew he wasn't going to.
No, God knew that he was going to, and God would also know. Because here's the thing. I think the multiverse, I don't know really how to describe it. Not really the multiverse. That's kind of like comic-y. Things can, like, change. Like, things can change, and God will know if they change, but he also knows if they don't change. It really just depends. Because, like,
Well,
he created us in his image.
changing, though?
Well, yeah, I mean, certainly the assassination of Archduke Ferdinand would be a big change. That would save the lives of millions of people.
But is it a change from what was already going to happen? Like, everything was already going to happen, so how is it a change? I guess I'm using change a little differently here, but, like...
Well, it's changed because...
Everything would still follow in this certain way.
No, if he wasn't assassinated, then no, it wasn't. He was. Like, God knows what's going to happen.
I know, but God chose it that way. I mean, like, God decided to be...
Yeah, he decided... No, okay, yeah. Well, give me 1 second. I have to go do something for my mom. I agree that he knows what's gonna happen, but he also like knows if it's gonna change. Cause like like let's say maybe not
Well, okay,
specifically.
but here
Let's
let's
say
let's put aside change because I think we're a little confused. Like when I say change, I mean um like change like going against what God originally decided. But
yeah, you
um
can go against what he wants, but he still
no,
decides.
what
Like
he decided to happen. Like he decided everything that's gonna happen.
he knows everything that's gonna happen, and he can theoretically. Like I'm not God, so we wouldn't know. And maybe he did. Maybe most of the things that's happened he has decided, but we still have free will. Stay here. Give me like 2 minutes. I have to go do something real quick.
I think you might disconnect.
Why? Because I'll keep one remote in my hand, so I won't. I'll still be moving.
All right.
Okay, back.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry. Okay, so
So okay, I think I've made all of the logical points, and I think the logic does follow that if God is one, omniscient, and two, omnipotent, that like that there could not be free will because he decided the fate, and the way that he decided the fate of everything that's going to happen, including everyone's life, because everything that's going to happen includes everyone's life, right?
one
Everyone's
second.
fate is included in that decision.
Oh my gosh. Oh no, my hand. 1 second. Sorry.
Would
Okay,
you
so
agree? Would you agree that everyone's life is included in the decision of the creation of the universe? Like everyone's fate is also included in that.
yes, I would agree that
Yes.
everyone's
So
life.
if the creation of the universe, as we agreed, was a decision from God, because it could be another way, and so he ultimately decided to have it this specific way, then he also is deciding everyone's fate a specific way. That
Okay,
logically follows. So,
let
like,
me.
do you agree that that logically follows that if everyone's fate is included in the creation of the universe, and God chose this specific creation of the universe, then that also means that he chose everyone's specific fate.
He knows. He didn't. In a way, he chose. Here, let me make this
Oh,
argument real quick.
did you hear what I said though?
I hear what you say. I understand what you're saying, but I still personally disagree
Why
with it
does it? Well, if
because
okay, but
he knows if it's
if he
he.
chose the creation of the universe, but it doesn't apply only when it comes to um, people's fate. How could that? Where's the logical exception that like
Because God knows, like
um
he creates the universe, right? Like let's go back to the beginning of time, which wouldn't really work for him since he's outside time. But
But I
he,
don't think that makes sense. If he
well,
knows but didn't choose.
hear me out on this argument. Hear me out on this argument, though. Knowing what someone will freely choose isn't like the same thing as making them choose it, right? Like, God knowing my future choice doesn't mean he forces that choice. I make the choice freely, and, like, God, since he's, like, outside time, like, would know, like, he knows everything, so he knows what choice I'll make. Think of it this way, like,
Well,
if
he
some...
does know, because he's omniscient. And he also is omnipotent, so...
I agree
when
that he
made...
knows.
Okay, wait. First,
Hear me
you
out. Let me
agree that
let me
everyone's...
finish my argument real quick,
Every
and then,
person...
like, if
Alright.
you think about, like, this way. Like, sorry, I'm not trying to be rude, but, like, if you somehow, like, watch, like, a recording of a football game, like, on DVD or, I guess, or something, before you watch it, you know which team wins, because, like, the players, like, made that decision. Like, you know, the players won. Like, you know that happened. But, like, that doesn't mean, like, your knowledge, like, follows what happens, but it's, like, the same way.
I saw that ChatGPT analogy too, bro.
That was not ChatGPT, bro. I have this argument saved from my phone. I don't even have ChatGPT on my phone, bro. Unless the person on YouTube we saw made ChatGPT, which I guess is possible.
Alright, well, so the analogy is you're watching a game that is pre-recorded, so you already know who's gonna win.
Yeah, you know who's, like, you know who's gonna win. Like, it's already been decided. But those people had the option to not win. Like, those people had the analogy to not win. Like, analogy is not the right word.
Okay, I understand what you're saying. I understand what you mean by he didn't choose, but he still knows what will happen, yet he didn't decide what will happen.
Yes.
But, let me ask you this. If we agree that he made a decision to create the universe, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then everyone's fate is included in that. Like, the creation of the universe includes him knowing everything that will happen. So the creation of the universe was him knowing everything that will happen and him creating it that way, right?
Yes, I would agree. He knows everything.
If he created all people and he created every event, then he also knows, like, that also then includes, logically, it logically follows that he made every single person's fate. If everyone's fate is included in the creation of the universe, and he made a decision to create the universe this way, then that also follows that he made a decision to create everyone's fate this way.
He made the decision
to create everyone's fate specific way.
He made the decision to make their lives, and he knows what's going to happen. But he knows, like, what decisions they're going to make, and they still have the free will to make those decisions. Like, let's say we don't use the time. Like, let's say we don't use, like, the outside of time argument, and let's say we don't use the argument that he knows, like, when things change. Just alone by, like, those things, like, just alone by what I said, he still gives us free will. Because, yeah, I agree with you, he makes and he knows what's going to happen to everyone and everything that ever happened. But just because he knows everything that's going to happen and he made, like, their lives, they still had the free will to make those choices. Just because he knows it's going to happen doesn't mean that he made specifically them do that stuff. He knows who's going to be. He knows who's going to be.
Happened another way.
It could have, if you like. Yes, it theoretically could have. We wouldn't know since we don't.
Without his like command, without his decision, like, it could have happened another way. So, like,
well, no, because without him, there wouldn't be the universe.
We already agreed that, like, he created.
Yes.
Like, everything like every point in time at once, right? So
yes,
he created every point in time at once, and he also, and like, you're saying that he didn't create, like, the fate of these people, yet he created these people and everything else. Then, you know, like, that would mean that, like, it could have happened another way. Well, and that he doesn't know. Like, okay, how this gets back to, like, creating a rock so heavy that you can't lift it. Like, how he can't.
Okay, can I be honest with you? I haven't.
What is the logical exception?
What do you mean to what?
For, like, excluding only free will, only the will of the people when you create them. Like, that's the only thing that you don't choose.
He knows, like, he made their lives. Like, just because he knows everything that's gonna happen, and he knows, like, if they decide to, to change things doesn't mean that they don't have free will. Like we have, if I wanted to, I could still. I know I've used this analogy a lot. I could go rob a bank right now. Now I probably wouldn't succeed, but I could, if I wanted to, go rob a bank right now. God knows that
But
I
he
had this.
knew that would happen. If you did
Yeah, he
that.
knew that would happen, but I still made the decision for it to happen. I still made that
But I
decision.
disagree. I don't think he did make that decision if he knew it was going to happen. Because if
You
he knew
agree
it
that
was
he
going
didn't?
to happen,
Yeah.
I think those
I'm
things are contradictory. I think those two things contradict each other. I think
Why
if
do they
he's
contradict?
Omniscient, I think if there's like being omniscient, you know, and also being omnipotent, those two things like make it logically impossible for there to be free will. And I've already
No,
laid out logically.
it doesn't make it impossible because we still made the decision.
Because
Like
he could have made it another way.
he
If you
could
were to
have.
rob that bank, he could have made the event that you robbed that bank not happen or happen, right?
Do you? Okay,
He
I
could have
guess
decided that.
if
He
we're
could have
looking
chose.
at, he could have again, but like he didn't. Like the whole point is he didn't. Otherwise, I would have. But also, we're looking at it as
Well,
if,
yeah, sure.
as if I can go
Maybe
back.
he didn't or did, but
We're looking
in
at
theory.
it as if we can go back in time and change choices. Like we can like go back in time and change choices we made. We can't.
No,
Like,
no.
because
I mean,
well,
like,
hear me out. Hear
he
me out.
created everything. He could have done it differently.
He could have, but he didn't. Like we've already decided that he didn't, or maybe.
I know he didn't.
Well then,
Like,
yeah,
it's
I agree
still
with you.
possible for. It would have
It's-
been possible for him to.
Yeah, he could have, but he didn't. Like so, the argument's irrelevant since he didn't. But like,
Well,
like
no.
we're looking at it as if like we can like I don't know what's the right word to use here. We're looking at it as if
It's
we
not,
can.
It's not irrelevant.
It is relevant because that's not how it's not how it happened. We didn't like if like again God, if let's say God's just sick and tired of us, so he just stands an asteroid and wipes us all out. Then he could go back, like since he's God, he could, since he's outside of time, go back to what would be to us the beginning of time, and he could make the universe different, but he didn't, so it's irrelevant. Like he could, I agree with you. Like I agree with you that he could have. You know, he's God. Like that's like he wouldn't be much of a God if he couldn't do that, but he didn't do that. So that argument is like, are you still here?
Yeah, I fell.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, well, even if he didn't do that, if he possesses the ability to do that, like if, okay, I'm talking like when he made the universe, right? So, when he made the universe, he could have made it a different way
Oh shoot.
than that.
Hold on, give me 1 second. I just fell. Sorry. I'm not very good at this game, so.
Like, he could have made it happen a different way.
Yes, he could have, but he didn't. Because he wanted, I guess not necessarily wanted, because he doesn't want any of us to, like, sin and go to hell. He doesn't want us to suffer. He doesn't want us to.
Why didn't he make it a different way then?
Because he gave us free will.
But
Like,
why didn't
he wants, why would he take
okay,
care of
even
someone
if-
who doesn't want to, like,
let's say,
hear me out on
he
this
gave
argument
us free
first.
will.
Hear me out on this argument. Hear me out on this argument. He does. If someone doesn't like they hate you, like someone hates your guts, would you want to take care of them and like you might want to be nice to them and not be rude to them, but would you want to take care if someone doesn't even accept like the reason that those people end up going to hell is because they don't even they don't even love him or accept him. Like he made them, he wants them to free willingly love him, which goes back to free will.
Okay.
That's why, for instance, people are other religions, or they're atheist, or they're agnostic, or they're pagan, or whatever, because he gave them the free will to do what they want, but that's still their choice. It's free will. Because if there wasn't free will, we would all just be Catholics. We'd all just be Catholics, and we'd all just be going and loving God and all doing good. But since we have free will, bad stuff happens, like bank robberies and murders and other people who are other religions or
Okay,
people who don't religions.
But he still could have like. Oh shit. Okay. He still could have created a world and still give us like free will where some of those things didn't happen.
Yeah, he could, but he didn't. I agree with you. He could. I guess I'm confused.
He made our, like, okay, even if let's just say, just for the sake of like okay, let's say that we possess free will,
Yes.
and I don't think that eliminates. Let's just say it doesn't eliminate the fact that he still chose it to be this way.
Okay, I have a quick question first, just to get to know your argument. Do you believe in free will?
I think it's impossible. Like,
You think
well, okay,
even if,
I don't
let's say
believe that
theoretically,
God exists, so I do think, yeah.
so even if in your view you believe God doesn't, like, let's say theoretically, which is not true, but let's say theoretically God doesn't exist, would you still would you believe that there's no free will in this theoretical universe where God is not a thing? Would you?
Well,
That's and like this world somehow
no,
came
like
about,
if
though
God
literally
like
impossible.
if God isn't a thing, I think there's still like will like well, what do you mean by will? Like just the choice, just like having choice.
If let's say there's like this theoretical
I mean, I
universe.
think like there's choice. Like
Well, if you
yeah,
think
if
there's
God
choice,
doesn't exist, there's choice.
what does God existing change the fact about that there's no choice?
Because if he created us, then he created
Yeah, he
everything
created
that will
us, but
happen to us.
he created us with free will. Like let's say we go back to let's say we go back to this theoretical universe where God does not exist. Okay, what let's say we go back, God does not exist, but then we add God to the equation. We add the fact that he created that universe. Let's like add in that equation. What changes that makes it so that we don't have free will? Like what does adding God to that change that we do not have free will?
Yeah. I see. I know what you mean. Oh shit! Wait, hold on. Let me fucking. Um. Yeah. So if we add God, right,
Yeah.
then we have someone who created us, and if we have a creator that knew everything that would happen, then he created us in this way that he knew would happen. So
Yeah, he knew.
So he. Yeah. But he also created us that way
Yeah, he did.
because he knew
That doesn't
before doing it.
it doesn't yeah, he knows. He knew. Of course he knew. Like
But
that doesn't him
don't you
knowing
think if
doesn't
he knows
change.
something, like okay,
Okay, are you looking at
let's
like the
say I have
argument
an
that if he
apple. Let's say I have
okay.
an apple, okay, and I have three targets. I have three targets and I have one apple. So I
What,
can
to throw
throw
the
this
apple at the
apple. Shit.
targets?
Yeah, so I have a choice to throw the apple at one of the targets, and you know I know which one I'm going to do. I know which target I'm going to throw the apple at, but I have the choice to throw it at any of the apples. I
Yeah.
throw it at the middle apple, or I throw the apple at the middle target. Okay, and I knew that this was going to happen, that I was going to throw it at the target because I chose to do so. I threw the apple at this target. Um, but I still could have chose, even if I didn't, I could have chose to throw it at any of the other targets because I still had the apple in my hand.
Yes.
So
You could have.
God
Yeah,
knew he was going to do it this certain way. He knew
no,
he
he
was
knew
going
that
to
you were
throw
going
it.
to do it this certain way.
No. I'm talking about like me being God, having the apple. The apple is the decision to make the world in, let's just say, three. Obviously there's infinite ways he could do it, infinite different ways. And he chose to do it this one way. Don't you have to admit that he chose to do it this one way.
I do. I admit that he chose the universe like he chose this universe. He chose to make this universe. But okay,
Yeah.
we're looking at okay, let me say this real quick before we go back to arguing. He knows like what we're going to throw it at, but he
Yeah, he
knows.
knows
Let's
what
say
we're
we're
going to do,
thinking
of course.
let's say we're thinking, all right, I'm gonna throw it at this middle. I'm gonna throw this apple at this middle target right here. But then you're like, actually, I think I'm gonna throw it at the right target. He knows that you're gonna go. He knows that you're gonna make the decision. But then he knows if you're gonna change the decision. He knows because he's outside of time. He knows what
Right,
he
yeah.
know. Well, then that
He
doesn't
made that
eliminate free
decision
will.
beforehand.
No, he
Well,
didn't make the decision.
no,
You made the
because
decision.
it does. Because he could have. Okay, well, actually, in the analogy, I am God having the apple.
You are God. It's a pretty big analogy there.
Right.
You better have a
Well,
good argument for this.
sorry, like God is holding the apple. That's the
God's holding
analogy.
an apple. Are you saying like he's holding an apple and there's like the three targets represent
There's
three different ways he could make the
three
world?
choices. The targets are representing the three universes. Obviously, there's infinite universe he could have made, right?
Mhm.
But he only chose one universe, and this is the universe, and he chose every single event that would happen in this, right?
Yes. Yes. Well, he didn't.
If
No,
he
no, no.
chose every single,
He
how did he not choose
knows,
every
not
single event if
chose.
he made it this way? But he could
Yeah,
have
he
made it.
made it. He made it, but he still know. Like we still. Okay, we're looking at it. I'm maybe you're not. Maybe I'm misunderstanding what you're saying. But we're looking at it as if he is.
Well, like I understand. Like I understand what you mean. Like
Then
okay,
if you
he
understand, what's
chose.
the issue?
Like he didn't. Well, because I don't think that he could have
Well, that would be limiting
made
God's
that choice.
power. That would be would, and I
Well,
mean, we've already
I'm saying
agreed.
that it's like counter like I'm saying that it's illogical for him to exist and free will to exist. That's what I'm saying. I understand the argument, but I'm saying that that argument is valid because free will can't exist if he's omniscient.
But before we continue the free will argument, I'd like to give you this other argument that doesn't have to do with free will, but could prove free will. Okay, so are you hard set? Like, are you 100% sure that there is no God, or are you agnostic and you believe that there could be God, but you still believe that it could also be atheism? Is correct?
I think it's like possible.
Okay, well, I can prove the fact that God exists to you.
Like, yeah, sure.
So, you know, I know we kind of started with this, but then we turned into the free will thing. Everything has a cause, okay? And we can take that back all the way to the Big Bang.
Yeah, like
and
everything
science
is
proves,
the builder.
yes, science proves that there is nothing before the Big Bang. Well, then atheists, and maybe other religions too, but I've maybe not you, but I've mostly seen atheists I've debated with say this. Well, spinning
Wait, does
dust.
science prove that there's nothing before the Big Bang?
Yes, that's like, well, maybe science doesn't prove. That's the large consensus between most scientists is that there was nothing before the Big Bang.
It's a theory. It's the Big Bang theory.
Well, we cannot 100% know since we weren't alive 14 billion years ago. But scientists, like smart scientists, and you did know, just for clarification, you know the Big Bang theory was actually proposed by a Catholic priest.
I think I did.
Okay, so like that can prove that science and religion can go hand in hand for some people who believe that science is either science or religion.
Prove it necessarily, but yeah, like
it can. Okay, well, if you want, if
I do believe that you can be religious and also kind of. I mean,
well, before the Big Bang, at least according to the scientists, at least the consensus, maybe not 100%, but at least the consensus is that there's nothing before the Big Bang. But then atheism, and maybe not specifically you, but most atheists I've debated with said that, well, yeah, nothing was before that, but then spinning dust condensed into a little ball and exploded, the Big Bang. But if there was nothing, which is the main scientific and even other atheists I've debated with, if there was nothing before the universe, how can this spinning dust come around and then create a giant... There has to be something that made the dust come in. There has to be an outside cause. So you look back at it, like for instance, let's say you were playing The Sims. Yeah, God. A God would literally have, like, literally there's... Well, it is more blind faith to be an atheist than it is to be a religion. Even if you're not Christian, it makes more sense believing... Why?
Well, okay, but who made... Well, okay.
No, wait. I've actually waited to say this because no one else has asked me this. You were about to say who made God. Well, let me give you this, and maybe it's not mind-blowing to you, but I've said this to 2 other people, and they literally right then converted to Christianity. You can see it on my channel. There is, like, God, the whole point of God is that it's a God. God was not created, but God just is. And he's outside of time. He's outside time, he's outside of, no, let's say, maybe there's more dimensions. Let's say there's 5 dimensions. The 4th one's time, the 5th one is joogly boogly, I don't know. Well, God would have, literally, the only reason that before the Big Bang, all that spinning dust came around, because again, maybe there wasn't, but according to most of the scientists, there's nothing before the Big Bang. Spinning dust, something cannot come out of nothing. It's literally impossible for there to be nothing and then something happens. It's literally impossible. Like, you cannot have, like, a big box of nothingness and then something happens.
Yeah, logically.
Yeah, logically. And logically is theoretically, and theoretically is correct. Theoretically, logically, and hypothetically, all, like, something cannot come out of nothing unless there's an outside force. For instance, then this is kind of a stupid example. Let's say you're playing The Sims. Like, all the stuff can happen, but none of that would happen unless unless that was made by an outside cause. For example, like the player outside of the Nintendo Switch playing The Sims. Well, hear me out on this. We can agree. Do you agree that there's nothing before the Big Bang according to most, like, the top scientists?
I mean, like, I don't think you can prove that there's nothing before the Big Bang.
Well, that's what all the top... Are you going to go against some scientists who spent their whole life studying?
Like, I'm pretty sure that it's still, like a theory. Like,
it's a theory, but if so many scientists, like, that's the only theory that we have pretty much for before the Big Bang. There's, like, different theories after the Big Bang.
Well, the other theory is Christianity. Or, like,
no, Christianity and the Big Bang can still go hand in hand. I personally am Catholic, so I'm Christian, and
it could go.
It does go hand in hand.
Yes.
because there has to be some sort of outside source that makes stuff happen. Because dust cannot come out of nothing. Like that, what? Like you can't have nothing and then something happens. It's literally impossible unless there's an outside force driving it together. And there was nothing except for nothing at the entire time. And I don't mean nothing isn't just pure black. There was like we can't really fathom it since we're like humans. But there was literally like nothing at all. And then supposedly, which I do agree happened, the spinning dust happened. But I didn't believe the spinning just happened because again, nothing cannot come out of something without an outside force. The spinning dust had to have been created by an outside force. Therefore, it must have been a god. And I personally believe that is a Christian God. Like, literally, it has to be a God. Because there's, like, a God in the sense that we know is an all-powerful being that has like, literally knows everything. It can do anything it wants. God right now could snap his fingers and rain and make a million Pop-Tarts fall on some random person's head if he wanted to. Like,
Yeah.
there has to be an outside force. Therefore, the outside force must be God. Do you have any rebuttals for that?
Well, like, okay, the outside force being God, like could work in theory, but like.
Well, it does work because it's true. Unless there's a
who is you're still not providing like who the creator is for God. If there
God
has
doesn't
to
need
be
a creator. He's
for
God.
everything-
There would be he wouldn't be a God if
I
he
know,
was
but
created
that
by
doesn't follow
someone.
logically. If you think
It
that
does follow
everything
logically.
needs a creator. No, but
Yeah,
everything needs a creator.
everything in our I don't know the correct word for it. I'm just gonna use the word dimensions. Everything in our but God's outside of literally everything, and we can't like understand it 100%, or at least most people can understand 100% since we are humans and we do not have the ability to do what God does. And let's say theoretically, which again is not true. I believe in the Christian God because He is the real God. Let's say another theory, like let's say I'll be honest, I've only really 100% studied Abrahamic religion. So let's say
Allah.
I know the Hindus. Allah is okay. Number one, Muslim is literally the worst faith you could possibly be, but that's a debate for another day. But Allah is still our God. Like our God came before. Their God is based off of our God. Their Allah is our God, but and they have like Jesus is still human, but they don't believe in the Trinity. They don't believe that He was the Messiah. They just believe He was a person. Also, they hate like everyone and kill everyone for everything. So, but that's a debate for another time. But like, so I would have used Allah, but since Allah is basically just our God, and same with Judaism. Uh, let's say, the ancient Roman gods. There's multiple gods, but there's like the main head god, which is Zeus, who created all the other gods. Right? If we're not counting like Kronos and everything before Zeus. Like there would like even if you believe, which again I don't think anyone even still believes that they're like even if you believe that the Roman gods, like for example, like you still like even if you like there literally cannot be anything but a god who created the universe, because a god's all knowing, all powerful, and all doing, like and all everything. Like
Yeah.
we can't understand it because we're not God,
Like if the God exists, yeah.
which I personally
Um.
believe it does. And if maybe not yet, but if I theoretically convinced you to believe that there is a God, I can prove the Christian God to you.
Why? Okay, I'm curious to know. Okay, like let's say there is a God, like, what, like, yeah, why would that?
Why could I prove it to you?
The reality that there's a Christian God, yeah.
Okay,
Why would it be Christian?
The multiple Eucharistic miracles, and of course, and maybe not you, but people be like, oh, they're people like Eucharistic miracles. Of course, the Christians are going to say that that's proof for their God. Multiple atheists, in fact, a lawyer, and I would have to double check this because I might be getting the facts a little bit wrong. And but I know for a fact that they were an atheist and that they were a well respected, like a really good lawyer. Okay, and there's other scientists who did it, but this is the thing I'm going to use. He was an atheist, like very hard, like not atheist as in like he could believe that there could be God, like hard set atheist that he literally wanted to go and prove that Christians could not be correct. And he also was like a well respected lawyer, like he had knowledge on how to study and do things. He went and he studied a Eucharistic miracle. Do you know what the Eucharistic miracles are?
I don't.
So basically, like communion bread, right? At least as Catholics and most other Christians, we believe that is really like Christ, really like that's really his, like that's him, that's really him, like that he's like that's really like that's real, like that's his
The
flesh.
bread
Even though
is his flesh.
yes, and yes, so he went, and most of the time, like again, like if in the at least in the Catholic Church and in the Lutheran Church and a few other of the main denominations, if you drop that on the floor, you have to give it like you can't eat it. You have to go give it to a priest, and it has to be like cleansed, and it has to be like I think not destroyed in like a bad sense, but like cleansed and like taken care of in a good way because it's like unholy. Because like it's not unholy in and of itself, but it's like dirty, and like that's God's flesh. Like that's just respectful to give it to a priest or a bishop or whoever's doing your mass
Yeah.
services. So,
Do you
but
eat it?
not if it fell on the ground. No, if it's like if like a priest gives it to you and it's at communion, then yes. Same with the wine. But like if you drop on the floor, don't eat it. It's bad. Like it's not. It may not harm you physically, but like it's just it's
Who bakes the bread?
the bread is made at factories, but like and like it is normal bread before it gets transported to the church and the during the mass. And I don't think it's I can't remember the name for what part of the mass it is when it is like holy and like stuff happens to it. Well, basically, if you most of the time if you drop it on the floor, like it's still dirty, but like nothing specifically really happens to it. But there's been times where you've dropped it on the floor or stuff has happened to it and it bleeds like real like I can you can search up a picture of it, like this is a real thing that happens. It can bleed. Another starts from the 1100s, but I'll leave that for later. But it bleeds, right? And like it is bleed like it's real blood, and he's like, oh, this has just got to be some more Christian figgery diggery. I'm sorry, I know I'm using stupid words, but this is some nonsense. He goes and he gets the bread that's blood, and there's multiple other times bread is blood, and every single time that they've done tests on it, it is AB. I think it's AB positive. It might be a different blood type, but it's all always the same blood type, and I'm pretty sure it's AB positive, which is like a rare blood type. I think it might not be AB positive. I just know it's a rare blood type, and it's always AB positive. The hundred, like maybe not hundreds, the tens of times that this has happened. So he goes and he's like, oh, this is just stupid. I'm gonna go test this myself. He goes, he tests it, and he becomes Christian. And not even 5 years ago, this guy was saying how he specifically, like, he hates Christians and all people who believe in God. And he believes that God is just simply illogical and impossible. And the proof of this Eucharistic miracle is so true. Like, it's just so compelling that it literally is enough to convert him to Christianity. And
What is it
another
called?
example, multiple Mary. What do you say?
What is like the thing called?
So I'm not exactly sure what's called. Just search up like atheist lawyer becomes Christian after studying Eucharistic miracles. I'm sorry if I don't know the specific name of it. I don't think it had a specific name. But besides Eucharistic miracles, besides the thousands of
Yeah,
proof,
Eucharistic miracle.
but also there's Marian apparitions where the Holy Mother Mary, she like has like shown herself. For instance, in Fatima, like the dancing sun that literally was caught on camera, and there was like thousands of people who witnessed it and that testify for it. But yeah, did you find anything on the Eucharistic miracle?
Wait, the sun?
Do the Eucharistic miracle thing first, because that is like that's like one of the strongest things that. What the heck is like trapped in my hand? Here we go. That's like one
Like,
of the. Yeah. Here, don't say anything. I'm gonna go get a drink. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. What did you find?
uh,
Also, I am a little bit hard of hearing, so if you could speak up, that would be great. Not trying to be rude, but it's me, not you.
yeah. I'm looking at the Eucharistic miracle.
Have you found anything on it? Oh my gosh. I still see your shadow in my room. Can't take back the love that I gave you. See anything that compels you?
I mean, like, I don't know, like, how many times was it actually observed?
So, are you asking how many times, like, the blood thing, like, the blood on the stuff?
Yeah.
So, I don't know the exact number, but I believe it's happened, like, around 100, 200 times, maybe. Probably, maybe less than that, maybe more. But besides Eucharistic miracles, if that isn't enough, multiple statues of Mary and Jesus. Jesus has had blood coming out, like, the wounds on statues, you know, like, in his palms and the wound in his chest. Mary has cried. Multiple Mary statues have cried multiple times, and all of them have been studied, of course, by atheists. Like, of course, atheists, like, you know, that's fair. Like, they want to try to disprove Christianity, but it's converted multiple people. I can't. How did I forget the word of it? What's the word? Stigmata. Stigmatas happened where people will, like, more. It mostly happens to people who are in, like, monasteries or becoming monks or nuns. They'll get stigmatas, which is, like, you know, the wounds Jesus had, you know, like the nails through the hands and the feet, or like the on the side, like this. Multiple people gotten stigmatas, like they've woken up. Multiple people have had dreams about it, like dreams about Jesus, which of course those could have, like, the argument, well, they're just dreams, but then also
Wait, wasn't like the crying Mary statue like
was what?
it was like a leak. It was like a
Well, there's multiple crying Mary statues. It is possible that one of them or two of them was a leak, but I know that there is multiple. So, also Joan of Arc, she had multiple saints and multiple like God Himself. Like, they literally came and they came to her in a dream, which of course it's a dream. But if this religion is not real, why would so many people be? By the way, you're moving about to come off the edge. Why would so many people why would so many people be willing to lay down their life and die for something that is supposedly fake?
Well, that goes for every religion, right? Like, okay, what about like cults? Like, people die for cults.
Yeah, but, like, there's no proof for cults. Like, cults don't have multiple years.
I don't think there's like necessarily proof for.
What about all the proof I just gave you? Like, literally all that stuff. All that stuff that even
I mean,
like,
I think,
hardcore
I think
atheists.
it's like there's some unexplained things like.
But they were
I mean,
explained.
I really haven't looked into like the bleeding bread thing, but like, I mean,
Well, you really should look
there's-
into that. I used
for
to
that
be.
to be proof.
It is like, it's
feel like-
literally was proven that it would have to
I
be.
don't think it could ever be like like that solely to prove it.
Oh,
because,
so
I mean,
blood just.
there's
So
so
let me
many,
get this straight. Blood just randomly appears on pieces of bread. Like, it, like, literally just randomly.
Well, like, okay, like it could be.
Name what it could be. Name one thing it could be. That
Okay,
besides.
I can name a lot of things it could be. Okay, someone could just put blood on it.
No, like this. It was. They put it in the not the monster. They put it in not the tackle box. What the heck? The tabernacle, and they take it out the next day and it has blood on it. And just for clarification, it is a very.
That's like.
It's
someone could.
is a very.
Blood on that.
No one put blood on it. It was in a tabernacle. And also, by the way, it is a very bad, like, if priests. It's in churches. Maybe not for all churches, but for Catholics and Lutherans, is like this box. Hold on. It's like a box at the No. Let me finish. It's like a box, but it's like at the head. It's like at, you know, like where, like, the priest would, like, do, like, church services and stuff. It's at like a box, like, chest kind of thing. It requires a key that only the priest and, like, one other person has access to. And most of the time, they're like they like look like good, like they're like purposely like made to look pretty because, you know, it gets housing Jesus. When there's not a church service going on or adoration. By the way, can you hear me? I fell. Okay, so, like, when there's not church services or adoration, that's where they put Jesus. That's where they put him, like his like the body and stuff. That's where they put like the bread.
Why wouldn't it be conceivable for like a priest to just like forge that?
Because why would someone do that? Like, there's no. Because it's all because, like, they already believe. They want to fool people.
Well,
Maybe some priests do.
There have been priests that have like not actually believed in the religion.
Yeah, but
I mean, it happened, like,
so they don't believe. Hear me out. They don't believe in a religion, so they try to convert people to that religion. Also, most
no, like they like tamper with like they would.
Where are they getting the blood from? They're gonna cut open their own wrist. Well, but besides, it may not be AB. I'm pretty sure it's.
I mean, yeah, maybe.
Well, it might not be AB positive. I'm pretty sure it is. It's really rare.
It was AB positive.
It was. It's a not necessarily really rare, but it's a rarer type blood type. And of course, they also tested the priests for the blood to see if they had. Most priests don't have AB. Most of the people they tested don't have AB positive.
Did they?
Besides,
Did they test the priests?
in at least 2 cases, I'm pretty sure they do it in everyone, but maybe not. Also, only again, it might not even be 2 people actually. I think only the priest and yeah, the priest and maybe deacons have access, and like bishops and stuff. Like only like priests have access to the key that opens the tabernacle. It's not like someone can just go open it and just bleed all over it.
Yeah, well, it also doesn't have to be the priest's blood. Like literally anyone.
Oh, what? You can go, hey, I don't believe in this religion, so give me your blood so we can go put it on some bread.
I mean, yeah, like let's convince people, like try to make it really convincing, like forged evidence. I mean, all I'm saying is that there are conceivable scenarios where like this isn't definitive proof. I'm saying that this doesn't definitively prove it alone.
I guess, I mean, that's not what I believe. I guess I can see your point on that. Search up the Shroud of Turin. That is probably the most studied religious thing out of all.
Shroud of Turin.
It's literally proven that. It's literally proven. Like, it's literally, like, not like, theoretically, hypothetically, maybe. It's literally proven. You can search up, like, 3-hour-long YouTube essays. That's how proven it is.
I mean, it's heavily debated.
No, it's not heavily debated. The only people who are debating it is atheists who don't want to admit that they might be wrong. But also, it's converted atheists. It's converted atheists. It's converted people of other religions to Christianity. That's how strong the proof is for that. Also, Marian apparitions.
Right. So, dated 11 to 80, 1260 to 1390, suggesting the new expert scouting chemical message. Yeah, so it's still debated, like.
It's debated, but maybe it's debated, but it is still proof. The only people who don't look at it as proof is people who don't want to admit that they were wrong. Let's be honest. Also, Marian apparitions.
You could say that, but like.
What about Marian apparitions?
It's still not like proven. It's debated. It's not proven.
What about Marian apparitions?
Marian apparitions. Tell me about that.
It's when Mary, that's why it's called Marian. Mary, like appears, like apparitions. I may be incorrect. I'm pretty sure the one at Fatima with like the dancing sun was recorded. Let me search that up real quick. Because if someone sees that and they don't, here, oh my god, I got trapped. Are we serious? Okay, let me search this up because if this is like real, because I could be incorrect. If this was recorded.
Wait, what year was this?
This was like in the early 1930s. I'm not sure. It's in the 1900s.
There's a video in the 1930s.
Yeah, videos has been around since like the 1890s.
I know, but like it was usually only for like production.
Well, yeah, but this happened at an event. This at like an event.
Like a camera just available to capture that. I mean,
no, they were recording it because it was an event in Italy. I think it's an event that would happen every year where like thousands of people would come and they would pray watch stuff, like they'd pray the rosary at this like field in Italy, I think, or France. Like, it wasn't just, like, some random thing that happened. This was a real event.
And there's the dancing sun.
Yeah, let me search it up real quick.
How does that prove Christian God, though?
Because Mary appeared, too.
Mary appeared?
Yes. People literally saw Mary. Alright. So, it says that there's a video, but let me just make sure it's from, like, an actual source. That's not what I was looking for. What the heck is that? And the reason it would prove Christianity is because it appears for a Christian event and not any other event. Like, it doesn't just happen. It literally appears. Okay, so I think I found a video. Hold on, let me scroll to the right part. What is this? What is this video? Hold on. Sorry, I have like a really old phone, so it doesn't run correctly, so it's gonna take me a minute to get this. Okay, so there's not a video of it, but there's pictures of it. I was wrong. And it was in 1917. But there is eyewitness accounts you can find. Just search up on YouTube, "A Witness to the Miracle of the Sun." And you'll see these people talking about it. So I was wrong. There's no video of it, but there's a picture of it. You're still there?
I mean, like, there's certainly, like, explanations for that.
Yeah, the explanation is that it was Christian. It was a miracle. Listen, this is all proof.
Well,
Like,
okay, well, what is the explanation for, like, that scientists have?
what do you mean?
Clearly not
There's-
everyone agrees it's, like, proving.
Well, obviously, but those people are I mean, it's a bit rude to say, but those people are just simple-minded, and a lot of people just don't want to admit that they're wrong. So when they're met with proof, maybe not you, but like people just don't want
I
to.
actually would think that's less simple-minded, because the simple-minded thing is to just assume it's, like, the most convincing answer that it's.
Oh yeah, most convincing
Christian
answer that's been.
God.
Yeah, it's so convincing because maybe multiple scientists, including atheist scientists, have went and tried to disprove this, and it's so compelling that they've converted. And I'm not just talking about like your average run-of-the-day atheist who is just like, God's not real.
Yeah, but
I'm talking about hardcore atheists who like genuinely hated like the idea that there could be a God, and they went out of their way to try to disprove it. Like this is proof. Like, and if it was just like one miracle, like one Eucharistic miracle, then yeah, you would be like, well, I would agree with you. That would not really be enough to like. But there's hundreds, maybe even thousands of miracles that happen, and you just like
I
you
don't
just
think
like
it's like definitive proof, because what is the explanation?
the explanation is
Well,
Jesus. That's
explanation.
literally what the explanation is.
Well, okay, what do other people say? What do they say? Even if they're like, okay, simple-minded, what do they say?
What does who say? What do the atheists say who don't believe in
What
Christianity?
do they say it is? Yeah, sure, the atheists, whatever.
Say what? Say the Eucharistic miracles are?
I mean, it doesn't even have to be atheists. It could be literally anyone.
They say that it's not true because it would prove the Christian God, and if they're atheists, it's because they don't want to believe in a God. If they're a different religion, it's because they hate Christians, or they just don't want to admit that their religion's wrong.
Well, like,
Which is fair. Of course, they're gonna say that.
that specific thing, like why? Okay, maybe it's not true because the Christian God doesn't exist, whatever. But what is it then?
What is what? You gotta give me a specific thing to say. What is?
Like what if it's not the like dancing? If the sun isn't dancing because of the religion, then why? What is the sun? Like how's it expected?
It wouldn't be dancing because the only reason it did because the sun doesn't randomly decide it's gonna learn to be a breakdancer and go do some moves. That's why because literally God made it dance.
Like is it? Like,
1917 in
could it
Portugal.
not just be like a solar.
It was not a solar. It was not a solar eclipse. It literally was dancing.
Not a solar eclipse.
When was the last? Look at one more. Look at one other time in history when it wasn't for Christianity that the sun danced.
It could be elusive. It could be like a cloud.
It was not a cloud. The
Solar-
sun. The eyewitness accounts said that they saw it moving around, swirling around, falling to the ground, and changing colors. Okay, all those. That has nothing to do with the like. Because, yeah, if it was just, like, changing colors, then maybe you can make the argument that, it was a
Maybe
solar
everyone
eclipse.
Maybe everyone there was like drugged. and they
Oh,
were,
yeah,
like,
the 20,000 people there were drugged.
Well, not okay. There weren't 20,000
How do you-
eyewitnesses. Okay.
Yes, there was. Okay, maybe it was either 2,000 or 20,000. Who's gonna go and drug?
Well,
Let's even imagine that you're that you're right and it's around 2,000. Who is gonna go out of their way, spend all the money to drug 2,000 people? Who is gonna do that? Especially in
Well, okay,
1917.
They don't have to drug 2,000 people, but the people who came out and like, are you saying
That was 2,000 people who were there.
Okay,
like, you
2,000
can't-
people are there, maybe, but okay, yeah.
Oh, and they all
you're
saw the
saying-
same exact thing. They all saw the same exact thing.
No. Like the eyewitness accounts. Like
Yes,
there
that-
2,000 eyewitness accounts.
Yes, because they were there, like
2,000
literally.
people come out and say. But
Yes,
did every single person that was there come out and say that.
Yes, there may not have been 2,000 who were recorded and like went to the news and whatever, but the 2,000 people who were there were all like, "Oh my gosh, the sun is dancing! Oh my gosh, this is
Wait,
crazy!"
How do you
This
prove that if you didn't hear that? They didn't say that.
because there was other people who heard them say that. Oh my goodness, I'm literally handing you proof. I'm literally like, who is going to go
Yeah, I'm
drug?
not saying they were drugged. Obviously, I'm not saying they were.
You literally said that. You literally just said that they were drugged, or that it's a possibility that they were drugged.
Well, yeah, it is possible.
No, it's literally
conceivable
not.
that, like, 10
Because what
people-
drug?
I mean,
No, because they didn't have any other side effects. Like drugs normally have a side effect. And also drugs don't make people say the same thing.
like this stuff isn't recorded.
Yes, it was. You can search up interviews from some of the people who were there. Plus, they have a picture of it. Why are you trying to like find reasons that this is not real when there's so much proof?
Well, okay, the reason I'm trying to find reasons is because like there are a lot of conceivable
Name
scenarios where this
name another scenario
isn't
for this
true.
specifically for this the dancing sun. Name a single
Name
other
another
scenario
scenario? Okay,
that even
like
makes
10
sense.
people. Well, first of all, I don't think that there are that many people who came out. I think
There
were
were. You can look it
probably
up. You can look it up. You can look up how many people were there.
I mean, there were not hundreds of people.
There were
No,
2,000 people
there's a difference.
around.
I know. 2,000 people there, but not 2,000 people that came out.
Oh yeah, maybe it's because they just didn't want to go to the news. What about the like 100 around? What about all no? Hear me out. What about the other people who went? What about the other people who literally heard them say that? Why are you trying to like?
Well,
Why are you trying to act like that?
I know.
Well, if you know, then why are you arguing with me about it?
What? Well, I'm saying there aren't 2,000 people who came out.
Okay, so are you saying the 20
every
people?
single person.
Are you saying the 20 people
like,
that saw it?
I don't know. I don't know how many people came out, but
Don't look at it.
It's around a dozen people.
Okay, well, maybe it is. Maybe it's only a dozen people that did a news interview or whatever. They still said that other people saw it too. Plus, there's other eyewitness accounts of other people.
Or they're trying to make something.
How is 2,000 people gonna hallucinate the same exact thing all at the same location at the exact same time?
Just those 12 people. No, just the 12 people.
But the 2,000 people saw it. But the 2,000 people saw it. Oh yeah, 2,000 people. By the way, this event has happened for around like 200, 300 years at this point, and like, yeah. So, the dancing sun hadn't happened for 200, 300 years.
I'm not. We already accepted
What?
that these 2,000 people. We can't prove that all 2,000 people.
Yes, we can. We literally can.
We can take the word of a dozen people, but that doesn't mean that it's proven because okay.
That is simple-minded.
12 people. It's not simple-minded actually.
It is simple-minded.
12 people.
It wasn't 12 people, by the way.
They come together. They forge one photo, and then they come out to the news. 12 different people. That does not take a lot to have 12 people come out to the news and say that they saw something.
Okay, well, what about the? Let's see. If we're going off of 2,000, what about the 1,988 who would have also saw it? Huh? What about them? Besides, this was in 1917. No, they didn't fake it. They literally said that they saw it. They literally said, "Oh my." Yes, 2,000 people did see it because this really happened. No, you just don't want to admit that this is right because, like, even if we're what about all the other stuff I've given you? Okay, I still believe I'm right, but let's say I give you the benefit of the doubt for this.
My argument is that like none of this definitively proves anything.
It does. It does. What about this? Here's the thing: if it was just this, then you would be right. That would not be definitive proof. But what about all the other things I've given you? What about all the Eucharistic miracles? What about all the Marian apparitions? You just don't want to admit.
Okay, well, Christianity is a huge
yeah. You want to know why? You want to know why it's a humongous religion? Because it's the correct religion. You want to know how many Muslim miracles there are?
Well,
do you want to know how many Muslim miracles there are? There are none. There are none proven Muslim miracles. Unlike where there are many correct Christian miracles that have been proven. You want to know how many Judaism miracles there are? None. You want to know why? Because it's not the correct religion. But you want to know how many Christian miracles are proven? Hundreds. You want to know how many? There are literally hundreds. You can search it up. I've given you the resources. It's really just up to you now to use logic. Because would you say that you're a logical person?
I'm logically deducing that you can't prove any of this.
It literally was all proven though, so I can prove it actually.
Well, like you can make a good guess, like.
No, it was proven. It was not a good guess.
You say it's like likely that it exists, but you can't.
It was. Okay, let me give you two things. I'm gonna be honest, it's kind of pissing me off how you're like just not giving, you're just not gonna listen to facts, which is kind of crazy because most atheists.
No, it's because they're not facts, though.
They are facts, they are proven. You can search up that it's proven. If you don't want to believe me, fine, but you can search it up.
Well,
but let me give you this.
Everything you told me.
No, you didn't. They were proven. Of course atheists are gonna try to prove that isn't real because they don't want it to be real, but that doesn't mean it's not real. I could say that Cheetos aren't real and that they're made up by the government. That doesn't mean they are. Huh?
Yeah,
what about that?
Mean they are, but it also
I can debate about that. I can So you're gonna sit here and tell me Cheetos are made up by the government and that they're not real?
no, I'm not saying
Okay,
that,
well then
I'm saying that
it's still
someone
heavily wait,
someone
but
could,
it's
like,
heavily
make that
debated, so it can't be
theoretical.
real. It's heavily debated, so it can't be real. According to your facts, if it's heavily debated, it just
I'm
can't be
not
real.
saying it can't be. I'm not. That's not
You
what I'm
literally
saying. I'm not
were.
saying
You
it
were.
can't be real. No,
It
I'm
was
saying you
real.
can't prove it to be real.
I can prove it because
I'm not.
it literally was proven by
No,
all
you
those
can't.
miracles. It was. It literally was.
Okay, just hear me out. Just hear me out. I think you're strawmanning a bit. Okay, I'm
I'm
not saying it
strawmanning it.
isn't real definitively. I'm saying it. I'm not saying it's like it's not real definitively. I'm not saying it's fake definitively. I'm saying that you can't prove that it is real definitively. It might be real, but you
It
can't
is real.
prove that it is. Okay,
It
well,
was
maybe,
proven
but
though.
you cannot prove so.
It
Well,
was
when I
proven.
look it up, how is it proven if it's still debated heavily? There's
Okay,
still
so if I'm debating someone, if I'm debating, hear me out. No, according to your logic, if I'm debating someone
yeah.
on if Cheetos are real, does that mean that Cheetos aren't real just because I'm debating with them on it? That is a stupid argument. That's like
No,
really,
because
really.
that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's not real. I'm not even saying it's not real.
So are you admitting that God is real? Ow.
No, I'm saying that you can't prove it is.
I can prove it though.
No, but you can't prove that Cheetos are true. That doesn't mean that I believe they are.
Well, I've given.
I believe.
Okay, and that's fair. That's a fair argument, but how come you can't apply the argument to religion then? How come you can't apply the argument to religion, huh?
You can't prove it.
Yes, you can. I've given you multiple miracles. Also, here's another thing. Let's say that religion is a lie, which it isn't. Religion is real. Or I mean, that Christianity is a lie. Number one, it isn't. But number two, let's say it is. Either A, you can choose to believe it, live a good Christian life, believe in God, and if you die, go to heaven instead of going to hell, which would suck. I'm assuming that you would rather go to heaven than hell.
Well,
Or B.
Also, you have to like spend your life like committing to a religion.
Yeah, what's wrong with that? It's not like I'm forcing you to go to be a martyr or something. Damn, it's not that hard.
I don't think that. Like, I think it would be a detriment to my life if I was.
How would it be detriment? Name one thing that's detriment about it. Is not murdering people and not going and doing crimes detrimental to your life?
Well, not. Well, I'm probably not gonna murder anyone, but I'm saying.
Okay, then name one. Name.
Sin and like praying.
Oh yeah, not doing sin. Oh my gosh, how horrible! You didn't do sin. Oh my goodness, the world's gonna end because you were a good person. What's detrimental about living a Christian life?
Good by this framework, yeah, it's good by this framework.
No, name it. I want you to name. I genuinely want to name you. Name two things that is detrimental about being a Christian.
I did.
No, you didn't. You just said it would be detrimental to your life. Name two things.
Okay, so the first thing would be that I'd have to maintain like. I'd have to like always be worried about sin and like swearing and like saying bad words.
No one said swearing was a sin. Who said that?
That's a lot of Christians are like very committed to like not swearing.
Yeah, that's not like they're being held at gunpoint. Yeah, it's because it's probably better to keep a clean tongue. It's better to keep a clean tongue, but you're not going to go to hell because you swear. As long as you're not saying, "Oh my goodness, I hate God. God is horrible. I'm gonna go kill a bunch of Mexican people just because I want to." Like, unless you're saying stuff like that, then it's not detrimental. Okay? Yeah, keeping a clean tongue is. Oh, you left. Okay, I see how it is. That's why I don't like debating debating atheists, because they never want to listen to facts. Anyway, if you like this video, please like and subscribe.